can go sideways. I don't know if that changes everything.
It does.
The whole video might be sideways though now.
It screws up the whole. It's only for the Instagram people, so we're good. But for the Facebook people, we're good there. And then we're gonna have another camera over there for Twitter. We're just gonna max out everything.
Wow. Okay.
What do you say? Social media by storm. Yeah. All right.
Happy Monday.
Monday.
So,
was thinking.
What you do occasionally?
Once out of every month, things pop into this thing. We talked about referring to your spouse as your partner, just to kind of give you a mental twist a little bit. And the reason for that is because the whole idea is that you are a whole person, and this partnership happens, that she's not responsible to make me feel whole. She's not responsibility for my happiness. She is responsible to come in and add to my life, but she is not responsible for me being who I am as a person. And so you need to be a whole person. She needs to be a whole person. And then when we come together, that's when the magic happens.
Okay, that's not what you were talking about, though.
All right. So along with that, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, and something, again, we don't really think of so much, is that your marriage is a story.
Yeah. Just
like your life is a story. And so when you think about really good stories, there's one thing that they all have in common, and that is drama.
Oh, you have a lot of things.
It is drama. Drama or tragedy or something that you go through. All of that adds to your story.
Otherwise, it's boring.
Right. Because
and you get nominated for an Academy Award.
But even those, there is some tension and some drama, and you need to go into marriage thinking that this is a story, this isn't a season. And it's a vastly different way of thinking. That if you're going through a hard time in your marriage, then you can actually take yourself out of that and go, this is just a story in our marriage. It's a chapter.
A part.
This isn't,
I think that's a good, season is a good term for that as
season, I guess, is a good term. But it's a chapter in the story.
Yeah.
And the thing that we neglect to do societally is parents forget to communicate to their children how their marriage story is. And even some...
You mean how the parents' marriage is to
like
the
with
children?
our kids, we communicate very openly and honestly that, hey, we've struggled. Here are some issues that we struggle with. We should communicate that as they get older and can understand that, so that they don't think they're going into a marriage going, it's going to be happily ever after all of the time, because honestly, that's a boring story.
But I also think a lot of parents, I think that is not the case. I think
we don't talk about
we've talked to young married people or even premarital counseling people that that no, my parents yelled all the time, or I don't think they're happy.
They're seeing the effect of it, but they're not telling the entire story.
They may not be.
There are a couple of months where we're yelling, and now we're coming back together. There has to be that
never gave up.
Juxtaposition, right? And so when you look at marriage societally now, everyone ends the story too soon rather than having a positive outcome of the story. Yes, there was an affair, but we went through it, and now we're together and we're better than ever before. Yes, there was illness, and we went through it, and we're together better than ever before. Yes,
death in the family.
Yeah. We just couldn't see eye to eye for 6 years, and now we can.
Yeah.
That's a great story, and we're just not telling our story at all.
People put down the book too early before the end of the book.
Or you just give up and say, I don't like this chapter. This chapter sucks, and I'm going to put it down. Yeah. Instead of going, this chapter sucks, but the next chapter is going to be amazing. And it's all about how you think about marriage. If you think that marriage is to serve you, it's completely wrong, because you are there to serve marriage.
Yep.
And the couples that actually understand that this is a story, that this is a process, and they fall in love with the process of marriage, they're the ones that last. If you think that marriage is an outcome, it's not. It is a process. Just like you working on yourself every single day is a process, and you need to fall in love with the process. And people that go to the gym on a regular basis have fallen in love with the process of working out, not the results of working out. That's why you get Jim Gaffigan going, those people are fit. You're done. Why are you here? Because they fell in love with the process. And you need to fall in love with the process of your marriage. Go ahead.
No, that was good. I had a couple of really good things that I've read this week. This is a quote from Helen Rowland. When two people decide to get a divorce, it isn't a sign that they don't understand one another, but a sign that they have at last begun to. And I think we put a face on for so long that when you finally realize that this person's going to love me even at my worst and I can trust them, then you really start getting in deep to the connection and satisfaction of marriage. Another little quote
from Thomas Keller's book, and that was on our book episode. Timothy Keller.
Thomas Keller is a chef.
Of course she would know that.
Of course I knew that.
Yeah.
Longitudinal studies reveal that 2/3 of unhappy marriages, 2/3, will become happy within 5 years if they stay married. That's amazing. If you stick it out within the first 5 years, through it all, you're just now figuring each other out. You're just now getting things.
Like literally, this is the first 5 years of your marriage. And most people don't stick it out through this, but there's so much more to get to.
Yeah.
And that's really the fun part. And that's the part where you see when you have kids, your parents playing around and touching and being oogly googly and the kids going, knock it off. When you see older people that have been married forever sitting quietly staring at each other with nothing to say because they've said it all, that's the other side of the book.
And I think that is cool. And I'm not going to mention any names here, but I was in a house yesterday with a couple that had probably been married maybe 15 years, maybe a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. And they were very cute. It was a birthday party. They were kind of stressed. Things were going on here, but they were touching each other's butts.
They're playing grab ass with a bunch of kids in the room.
It was appropriate. It wasn't uncomfortable, but I thought it was really cute. I'm like, you know what? I think they have a pretty good marriage too. And they were just being affectionate with each other in front of their kids, in front of their family, in front of other people, not rudely or inappropriately, but I just love that even in the midst of kind of a stressful situation, they still found just half a second to connect with each other. And I think the more you do that, the more you fake it and pretend like you like it, the more it will become actually part of your marriage, and you will miss it, and the other person will miss it.
Yeah, and understanding that marriage is a process and falling in love with that process of communicating, seeing eye to eye, forgiving, repenting, all of this is part of marriage. And when you kind of fall in love with that over and over again, agreeing, disagreeing, and it's okay to have a different opinion and all of that, once you fall in love with that process, your marriage excels. And so we talk about, getting out of the honeymoon stage. Well, you go back into another honeymoon stage when you start falling in love with that process. And you can actually stay there a lot longer than the first honeymoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then you start playing grab ass at a birthday party with 10 kids.
You've said that now twice.
Oh, it's fun to stay.
All right. So that's our quick and easy Monday Marriage Minute. If you have questions, feel free to message us at any time. We will answer just about anything.
There's Xander. And hey, we can ask him, hey, do we touch each other and are we affectionate?
Yes.
Us.
Yes. Does that bother you?
No.
All right. See, and that's a model of a healthy marriage. Do you think that we have a healthy marriage?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
What else do you want from a 14-year-old?
All right.
Now.
The rest of this.
What? Okay, so seriously,
we're going.
No.
Oh, what?
I would like to
People
announce
are getting bored.
that I am running for president in 2020. I'm
voting for you.
Running against Donald Trump because I will run as a Democrat, and my sole purpose is just to go across,
to anger people on Facebook.
Go across marriage and go across the country and talk about how to have a successful marriage. Because if you can have a successful marriage, then you can change the country. So
boom!
Make marriage great again.
We're out.